Hey guys, welcome back to the Lady Gangster Racing YouTube channel. I just want to say that I appreciate everybody's support, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want to get the notification with each new posting that is made, hit that little bell icon and it'll start to notify you once I post a video or a go live or anything like that on the channel. Anyways, Nick and I are starting to tear apart the car. We are brainstorming a little bit and getting a parts list together for this build. Now, I need help trying to figure out a name for this wagon. I haven't been able to come up with anything good, honestly. But the plan right now is that Nick and I are going to be going to Sick Week down in February, down in Florida. And once we get back from that, hopefully we will be able to go full swing on this project and get it ready for the 2022 race season.
How nice that trim piece is.
Magnificent.
Are you going to take out the top? Yeah, let's go through the top.
I really would have rather have done this after the first wash. Okay, so here's the thing. The window in the back, or the door, the tailgate, had no latch to open it from the outside. So you would have to roll the window down inside and reach your hand in the window and open up the latch.
Where does it down?
It's for the window going up and down. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Back in 63.
This was the top of the line luxury package car. Okay. So, I got the car cleaned out. We're going to take it out and pressure wash it sooner rather than later. But it's kind of cold still. Right? Are we going to take the dash out? Oh no, it's metal. Yeah, never mind.
Pressure washer with it in there.
Okay. We're making a little bit of progress on the car. And we've been talking about a parts list of what we need to get together.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of the parts on this car are able to be used. Okay, so we're gonna need a whole bunch of a parts list for this car because it's a complete build, and we're not gonna have skinnies on the back, and we're not gonna have skinnies on the we'll probably have skinnies on the front. But there's a lot of parts on this car that are able to be used. Okay, basically every car that we've ever built has probably at least a 50% used parts list on it. And that's just because that's what it takes to be able to do this stuff.
The parts don't have to be new, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. I thought you meant like stuff on this was going to be used. Like,
yeah, it's going to be
no,
used.
like you were going to use, not used parts. I thought you were saying you were going to use it, things that are on here already. And I was like, there's not much on here. It did make sense. Of course, I don't have the budget to buy new parts.
Was that a blonde moment for like 2 minutes straight?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Okay. Now that the blonde moment's over, we're going to get back to what we're talking about here. So, this is, the plans for this car is we're going to do a tubular K-member up the front. That's not really called a K-member on a car like this, but whatever. It's going to have a tubular subframe up front. We'll prefer to do a 4130 chromoly tube frame. There's several companies that make some pretty good ones. We've never built a car that had really any bolt-in suspension pieces ever. So on these cars though, they're a unibody style car. So there's a front subframe, and the front end essentially bolts to the firewall, which is the cool thing about the Chevy 2. So if you're going to build a Chevy 2 for like a full-on race car to fit the old small tire legal rules, it was a good option because you could do a bolt-on front subframe just like a Mustang, and have a tubular back half, and essentially have a full tube chassis car with factory suspension. So you get kind of the best of both worlds. You lose a lot of weight, you have a lot of adjustability, a lot of aftermarket parts availability, and so on and so forth. But as far as this goes, this car is going to be a driver. So, and it's going to be cool. Like you saw in the Hustling Horsepower video, we picked up a big block Chevy block, another trick flow block. That's going to be the same as in this car and our future car.
Next build, yeah.
Whatever's going to be the next build for myself. But we're working on Homegrown Hustler as well. No, we're not. The Dirty Hustler to bring on Sick Week in a couple weeks. So, Maddie's car is really going to start getting busy after Sick Week. So, in a couple months. So, the whole purpose of this video right now is kind of like the preparation and getting a parts list together so we have some parts that we can start working with when we get back.
So that I can start getting things on their way to us so that it'll be here. A lot of stuff is weeks and weeks and weeks out, which is tough, but if we can get some stuff and get started, we'll at least be able to make a little bit of progress.
So like a lot of the stuff we build on the car, but there's certain parts that legality wise and stuff like that, they're supposed to be kind of like universal. So the subframe is one thing that we really need so we could start working on the chassis and the back half and the floors and so on and so forth. Wheels, we're going to need some wheels for this car. Skinnies up front and probably a 15 by at least a 10 to a 14-inch wide rear wheel for this car. We've ran everything from Bogart wheels to Build Specialties to Weld wheels to, I don't know. We've never bought a new set of wheels in our life, have we? I don't think so.
No, the Homegrown Hustler had 4 different wheels on it.
Yeah.
Because they were all used, and I mean, it just worked, but we didn't have the money. They're wheels. You don't have to.
They didn't act necessarily. It was more
it was a purpose thing, not necessarily a
functionality type thing. But that just is what it is after we lost the 30. But this car, we'd like to have matching wheels on it at least. And it's going to be a little bit rusty looking. It's going to fit the theme that we do. You know, run she must, shine she may kind of thing. And
everyone keeps asking if I'm going to paint it. I said the roll cage.
Yeah.
Like that's
we might paint it eventually. Like, this body's not perfect. CB and his father helped Maddie out. I helped them out a little bit, and they helped Maddie out with getting this car. So we greatly appreciate that. But this is going to be a cool build. It's going to be a 25.3 chassis, which is going to be stock front suspension. I'll probably build my go-to ladder bar setup. I fabricate all that myself. So we'll probably do... Then it's going to be a 4.9-inch rear. We'll probably do a fabricated 9-inch. I think Tin Soldiers might even have some parts that we can, what's called off of that. They might have a housing and stuff like that. It's just, we don't have the jigs and stuff like that to build the housing itself. But they have like the 4-link brackets and like different brackets and fabricated brackets. We're dealers for them as well. We talked to Viking Performance. We're dealers for them. We're going to do a pretty cool front shock setup for this deal. And we'll run their shocks on the back as well. But, part of me would like to do a leaf spring in the rear, but we made them work well. And a friend of mine, Frank Sampanero, has a wagon like this that's freaking flies. It goes in the 6s and the quarter.
It says on leaf springs?
On leaf springs, on Calverts, I believe. His might be, I think his might be assassin bars, but I don't know. It's a leaf spring car though. And that thing runs really well. But I think we're gonna do a ladder bar setup and coilovers just for the versatility. So the way I build it is pretty cool and a little bit different. So we use 4-link brackets and I build up a one-off ladder bar setup for it. So there'll be a mini tub so we can fit at least a 29.5, 10.5 rear tire on it. Get the car sitting fairly low. So we can put 2 cars in the trailer at the same time because of the height of them, and B, so it doesn't look like a Jeep Wagoneer. What else?
So what are some of the other parts that I'm going to need? We've got to get everything to put together the motor. We've got to...
Yeah, we're going to do... we need to find some billet steel rods. We race and run these cars too much to run an aluminum rod. And with parts delays, aluminum rods, they definitely have their place. And when we do a max efficient car, maybe in 5 years, if good Lord willing and finances available, when we build a real max effort style car, we'll put aluminum rods in it. But aluminum rods, we got to have at least 3 sets of rods on hand. for the amount of passes that we make. So to get us through the year. But yeah.
So we need rods.
Yeah,
When you
rods.
say rods.
We picked up some crankshafts. I have a 4-inch like Crower or Callie's or Lunati good 4-inch big block Chevy crank was available. Would be interested in that. If it's turn 1010, that's fine, but like anything more than that, it's not worth buying.
Where's your list on the phone?
Where's my list on the phone?
Yeah.
Where's the list on your phone?
My phone's recording, Nick. You have your phone. Told you to pull it out. You said you didn't need to. And here you are, in the parts list.
You're a jackass. Action! Ready? Okay, so here we go, guys. 62 to 67, Chevy 2 tubular subframe. Prefer chrome Holley, but since it's a bolt-in style deal, we can use a mild steel one. We're gonna run another turbo 400 in this car, so a 3-speed, preferably like a pistol grip shifter.
Reverse style.
Yeah, reverse style.
Okay.
Nice catch there, bro.
Keep going.
Keep going?
Yes.
Okay. Front and rear wheels. Like I said, we've ran several manufacturers' wheels, but on this car we prefer to have a decent looking wheel. We probably got some wheels laying around that we could use for mock-up and stuff like that. But before I start fabricating up the rear end, we got to know what offset it is, so then the wheel's not sitting 6 inches inside the wheel lip or, you know, looking like a, I don't know, a goofy car where the wheel's half outside the car. We're going to need a bolt-through center section for the Ford 9-inch 40 spline. And then big block Chevy lifters and rockers, injectors, probably 16 injectors.
Bosch 220s or
Bosch 210s or
210s? Okay.
or similar. And then some 90 to 105 millimeter throttle body, preferably a 9.8 deck blower manifold. I prefer one, I forgot what they're called, but a little bit raised, so the runner's a little bit longer than a typical blower manifold, but a standard blower manifold would work. 400 raised cam belt drive, a used Holley Dominator EFI setup, not a carburetor, sorry guys.
Yeah.
Holley Dominator EFI system, Fab 9 housing. We're going to be getting the 4-link brackets from Tin Soldiers Race Cars. I believe we have a fuel pump, a mechanical fuel pump coming from Aeromotive. Looking to buy some narrowing jig for a Ford 9-inch, just so I could do her car and build 9 inches. It's our go-to rear end. They're just easy to be changing gear ratios and stuff like that. So
You dizzy? Oh, keep going.
Are you dizzy?
Yeah. Is the game over now?
Well, come on.
I'm not actually dizzy.
Almost wiped out.